right? This is a story from when I was visiting a friend's house in Alabama. She lived in these apartments across the street from this abandoned building. It used to be a hospital, and before that it was a nursing home. So as you can see, there's already a typical background for a haunting. This building is called the Fountains by local residents. My friend and I had heard many rumors of the place being haunted, and in the top window there is an electrical fan that appears and disappears from the window at least once a week. My friend, her cousin, and me decided to go in the building ourselves and see if the rumors were true. One night we snuck in through a broken window and decided to split up, viewing different wings of the building. That was, of course, an idiotic decision. I won't say the real names of the people in this story, for the sake of privacy. For our accounts of our experiences in the hospital, I will call my friend Allie and her cousin Lillian. Me, as I walked down one of the many hallways alone, I swore I could hear whispering and hands pushing me into a certain room. I walked into that room and suddenly my flashlight went out. The odd thing was the bulb in the flashlight was brand new, and so were the batteries. When the flashlight came back on, there was blood pouring down one wall, and then it went off again. When it came back, that time, the blood was gone, but with closer inspection to the wall, I noticed what looked like a blood stain behind the peeling wallpaper. I immediately left that room and decided to go up to the top floor to see what the truth was about the fan. As I entered, I saw a hulking black shadow-like figure. It knocked the flashlight out of my hand and let out an inhuman growl. A small white figure showed behind the larger shadow figure. It stepped in front of me and pushed me out of the room. I heard a whisper that sounded very high-pitched, saying, "Run, get away." I, of course, like any normal person, ran and got out of there. I can honestly say, I never want to go back in that place. There is an evil feeling surrounding it, and I know that no good can come from the fountains. Allie. According to Allie's account, she entered a room on the second floor. She said that she had seen lights in that room beforehand, was curious. She felt a chill pass down her spine as she heard footsteps behind her. When she turned around, she didn't see anything and thought it was her imagination. Then she felt herself become frozen in place. An old hospital bed rolled into the room with a blanket covering what looked like a body laying on it. She couldn't move and just stared at the hospital bed. The white blanket was suddenly lifted up and she saw a severely burned corpse. She closed her eyes out of fear, and when she opened them, everything was back to normal in the room and she could move again. She, being a skittish person in nature, ran out of the hospital and waited for us to come out. Lillian's case is the most interesting. She says that she went to the third floor and walked around for about 15 minutes and didn't see anything. Deciding to go ahead and leave, she turned to do just that. But then she saw a woman walking down the hall in a patient's hospital gown. She waved to the woman, but the woman kept walking as if she didn't see Lillian. Lillian walked up to the woman and tried to touch her, but the woman walked right through her. Lillian, then realizing what she had just seen, ran for the stairwell and began to run down when suddenly she felt something grab her arm. She looked back to see a man wearing a doctor's coat, looking at her with a questioning expression, and said, "You shouldn't be here. It's dangerous. You must go." She then said she heard a roar. The man had a distressed expression and pushed her, yelling, "Run! He knows you're here. Get out of here before you're trapped like us." Lillian did as she was told and ran down the stairs and out of the hospital. Now this is where it gets even stranger. You see, when Allie emerged from the building, I emerged 10 minutes after. At that time, it was around 3 in the morning, and we waiting for around 30 minutes for Lillian to emerge, but she didn't come out. We went back to Allie's house and went back to the Fountains at 8:30 in the morning, and Lillian still hadn't emerged. We agreed we would wait 30 minutes more and then go in after her. Lillian came out around 9 in the morning. We asked where she had been, and she asked why it was already daylight, saying she had only been gone for 30 minutes. She had been gone for around 6 hours, which we immediately informed her of. Ever since then, we all agreed never to go back in the Fountains again. There is undoubtedly something evil there. I don't know what, and I won't ever go back to find out. I know that this story may seem hard to believe, but I can promise that all of our accounts are the 100% truth. If you don't believe us, that's fine. We just wanted to share the story with others, in warning that there are places like this one. Leave your curiosity alone and leave the world of the dead at rest.